declared. That is, what's the array name and what is the data type. So, and again, the parenthesis, how many, what is the size. So we want that. For that reason, we are taking a parenthesis. Here, the type determines the data type of the element. So what is the type? What can be the type? Type can be integer, string, character, anything. What data type you want for your application, that data type you can take. That's what here it is called as a type. Determines the data type of elements of an array name. So we should give some name for array. So for that we are giving a array name. In Java, the above declaration will not allocate any memory. That is, there is no physical existence for the array now. To allocate memory, we should use a new operator as follows. So in Java, the above declaration will not allocate memory. So whereas in other things, you would have seen the memory was allocated. Whereas in Java, we have to create, if we want to create a memory, we have to use a new operator. That is, there is no physical existence for the array now. To allocate memory, we should use only operator as follows. Array name equals to new type and the size. So array name, what is array name? Anything what we want to give. And new is what? We are creating a memory allocation. And what type you want. So for that type, and what is the size. Here, size indicates number of elements in an array. The new keyword is used because in Java, array requires dynamic memory allocation. The above two statements can be merged as type array name equals to new type size. For example, following statements create an array of 10 integers. So here the size indicates the number of elements in an array. The new keyword is used because in Java, array requires dynamic memory allocation. The above two statements can be merged. We can merge the two last above two statements. So type array name equals to new type and the size. So for example, following statement create an array of 10 integers. So int array equals to new int 10. So array index starts with 0 and we can assign value to array element as array 0 equals to 25, array 1 equals to 32, and so on. Array can be initialized at the time of declaration. An array initializer is a list of comma operator expression surrounded by curly braces. The comma separate the value of the array elements. The array will automatically be created large enough to hold the number of elements you specify in the array initializer. There is no need for the to use a new. For example, if you want array to be initialized, so what we say, int name, that is array, and how many values you want to pass. Here we have passed it 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is about one dimension array. How do we declare and how we initialize, how the memory allocation is being assigned for the array. So the above statement creates an integer array of 4 elements. Java strictly checks to make sure you do not accidentally try to store or reference value outside of the array of range of the array. The Java runtime system will check to be sure that all array indices are in the correct range. If you try to access elements outside the range, the negative numbers or the number greater than the length of the array, then you will get a runtime error. Okay, that was about your one-dimensional array. So next we move on with the multi-dimensional array. So what do we mean by multi-dimension? Multi means what? Multi means many. So I may use a 2-dimension, I may use 3-dimension, I may use 4, any number of dimensions I can use in array. So multi-dimension array. So multi-dimension array are array of arrays. So what do we mean? What do we call here? Array of arrays is called as a multi-dimension. Here we will be discussing 2-dimensional array in Java. First we see how the 2-dimensional is working in Java. The declaration. First we see how do we declare 2-dimensional array. So type, same way, what is the data type you want to store? Integer, character, string. So then array name. and two parentheses, two square brackets, then equals to new type. So first is row size, next is column size. So here row size and column size indicates number of rows and columns of two-dimensional array. In other words, row size indicates the number of 1D array and column size indicates size of each of such one-dimension array. Consider the following program. Program 1.12 demonstration of two-dimension array. So what we see here, we see one small program how the two-dimension array is being used in a Java. So first class, declare the give some name for the class. So here we have given it as a two-dimensional array. Then I told you for any Java program, public static void main string arguments, this line is compulsory for all Java program. So that's what public, everyone can access. Static, memory, only one single memory allocation will be assigned. Void, it is not returning anything. Main, this is the where the program execution starts. And if you want to pass any arguments at a runtime, then you can pass here, and then you can use a string and arguments used for command line arguments in case if you are passing any values as a command line. So that's about the first line. So next we move on. What is how your values you want to store? What type of values you want to store? Whether you want to store integer, float, character, string. So that's what here you can see. Two-dimensional arrays of integer. So int 2D, and how we declare what is the declaration of two-dimensional array equals to new, and what is the size we have given, and what's the data type? Int is again a data type. 3, 4. This is the size of the two-dimensional array. So 3 into 4 is how much? So that much memory allocation will be allocated for a 2D. So then array name what we have given it as a 2D. Int I comma j for I equals to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. For j equals to 0, j less than 4, j plus plus. So what we are doing? We are using two for loops because one for a row, one for column, right? So same way here, we are using I and j. So start from I equals to 0 until I is less than 3. So you keep incrementing. Increment for the first for loop, and the second for loop for j equals to 0. Start from j equals to 0. J is less than 4. J plus plus. So increment a j value. Then add I and j. What we are doing? Addition of I and j we are doing. Then after doing addition, just display the elements. So that's what here 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be your output. Why? Because I equals to less than 3 and j is less than 4. It keeps repeating that loop. After that, it will be printing. So again here in printing, we have to use a two for loops for I equals to 0, I is less than 3 and I plus plus. For j equals to 0, j is less than 4 and j plus plus. System.out.println. So like this, we are doing a multi-dimensional array. So instead of allocating memory for 2D as shown in the above program, we can even do it in a different way. We can first mention row size and then use different statements. Mention column size as shown below. Int 2 dimension. What is the size? New. Create a memory location. New. Int 3. Then 2 dimension 0 equals to new int 4. 2D1 equals to new int 4. So like this, it keeps assigning the values. But above type of allocation is not having any advantage unless we need uneven or irregular multidimensional array. In Java, it is possible. Yes, yes, Dakshani.
Can I give permission for a chat box, ma'am? We are not able to write. It's disabled.
1 second.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't have that permissions. Did you first send chat messages? Huh? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So next we move on to the irregular arrays. So what do we mean by irregular arrays? Means here we may not say 3 cross 3, 4 cross 4, or I may say 1 cross 3, 4 cross 1, 4 cross 5, something like that. So then we call it as a irregular array. So in the same way here, how we declare, most probably we will not be using this type of array, but to just have a knowledge, so we are just having this. So irregular array, so class uneven array, public static void main. So int, again same 2-dimension only we are using. So int new, we are creating a 2-dimension array for new. So then int 3, and what is the size we have given? 315, initializing some values, that is 315. So then start with the one for loop, start from 0, and what is the size we have? We have 3, so it should be less than 3, then increment. So then next we want to display that in the same way for j equals to 0 till the length of the array. So what is the length of the array? It is 0, 1, 2. The indexing pointer is 0, 1, and 2. So that's what 2-dimension. I is what? It starts from 0. Next it goes for 1. Next it goes for 2. Next, when it goes for 3, condition is less than 3. So then it will not work out. So it keeps moving on. So then increment j as well as k. And we are assigning k to the value 2-dimension I comma j. So then displaying, we need to display the elements, right? So for that reason, we are using 2 more for loops. For I equals to I starts from 0, I less than 3. So then for j equals to 0, j is less than 2-dimension I comma length. So then system dot out dot println. So then system dot out. So this is how the irregular array is being used. So you can see the first is 0, 1, 2. Next row is 3. Next row is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So such type of array, we are calling it as an irregular array. Whereas in the last array, you can see what is this array? It is a multi-dimensional array. How many rows and how many columns we have? How many rows and how many columns we have here in this output?
3 rows, 4 columns.
Yes, 3 rows, 4 columns. All the elements are filled here. All the elements are filled.
Yes, ma'am.
First row, how many elements we have? 4 elements. Second row, how many? 4 elements. Third row, how many? 4 elements. So whereas in this case, how are the elements output? How is the output? How many rows? How many columns? How many rows and how many columns in this? 3 rows.
3 rows.
3 rows. How many columns?
5 columns.
5 columns, ma'am.
5 columns. All are filled. First row, how many
No,
elements
ma'am.
are there? First row, how many elements are there?
3.
Okay. Second row, how many elements are there?
1, ma'am.
Okay. So third row, how many elements we have?
5.
5, ma'am.
So such type of array is called as a irregular array. Means what? Maybe in first row 3 elements, second row 1 element, third row 5 elements. Like this, it is not having all rows with equal elements. It is having different. So then we call it as a irregular array. Here we have declared a 2-dimension array with 3 rows, but number of columns for each row varies. The first column, the first one is having 3 elements, second one is having single element, and third one is having 5 elements. And 2-dimension array can be initialized at the time of declaration. So how do we declare 2-dimension array? So we declare something like this: int a, 2 brackets. A is the name of the array, and we are giving 2 brackets, and we are initializing 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have more than 2 dimension. So then we can declare something like this. A, first one for row, first one is for row, next one is column, next one is for another dimension. So like this, what is the size we have told? It is 3, 2, 4. So that's about her 3 dimension. Then alternative array declaration. So we have just seen how do we declare array here. So we told array should be declared like this. So this is 1, 1 and 2. So these two is combined here. So this was a array declaration. So alternative way, how can we declare an array? So there is one more way of declaring an array. There is another way of declaration as given below. So we can say it as type. What is the data type we are saying? So before only we have a bracket here. So here you can see how the brackets are. The bracket is type. After array, the bracket is there. So this is one method. Type, array, bracket, new, type, size. So this is what we have seen here. It has a one dimension. So other way, alternative way is, so type, first open bracket, then array name. That's what here we can see, alternative array declaration size. So there is another way of array declaration. So what we are doing here, so this is another way of declaring a array. One second.
Oh man, Lily seems so disappointed. What am I gonna do? Oh, I'll help Lily. Where is this? Perfect. Next, put the candy in the rock. Now I'm the hospital janitor and I can feed the candy to Lily.
Okay. Sorry for that disturbance. Okay, there is another way of declaring. Another way of declaring as given below, type. So this is open bracket, array name, that is following two declaration. So int, so a, open bracket, same way how we have done, but here you can see the bracket is before, whereas in the earlier syntax the bracket was after array, whereas this is one more method, before array we have bracket. So that's the only difference, maximum difference here. So the that is the following two declarations are same, that is int a. So this is again, if you are combining, it is same. So last what we have seen, it is same. So int,
Yeah, I agree. She's really strict, but
int,
I'm hungry, Dad.
int,
I'm hungry. I want to eat flowers. It's not just normal flowers. Look.
int a equals to new,
Sure, it's all yours.
int 3. Both the declarations will create an array, an integer array of 3 elements. Such declarations are useful when we have multiple arrays, declaration of same type. For example, int, so open bracket abc. That this is another method, right? Just now I told this is one way where the bracket is outside. In earlier case, we were seeing the brackets were after array. We declare 3 array a, b, c of type integer. So this declaration is int a, b and c. So we are opening a, b and c. So a, b and c we are opening here. The bracket is same. The alternative declaration form is also useful when specifying an array as return type for a method. So array are implemented as object in Java. Because of this, we can use a special instance variable length to know the size of the array. Okay, let us see how the length of the array. So we have already seen, we'll see. So to find out the length of the array. So public static void main, this is same. So here I want to know what is a array declaration of an array. So then array 2 declared as well as elements have been initialized. In the same way, one more array declared as well as initialized some value. Now I want to know what is the size of all these. So then we give a dot length, a2 dot length, a3 dot length and a3 dot length. So what is a1 dot length? So what is the size of the first element? That is 10. So that's what you can see here. Length of A1 is 10. So this is easy. Whereas the second one, how many elements we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's what reason here it is displaying it as a 5. So again in array 3, how many elements we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So now the array length of the third one will be 7. So this is a program where we have just seen how array is declared, how array is initialized with some values, and what is the length of the array. So the first length we have initialized 10. So second one 5 elements. Third length 7 elements, and we are just displaying what is the length A1, A2 and A3. So that's what here this program is being doing. Next one, assigning array reference. So what do we mean by array reference? What do you mean by reference? Can anyone say what do we mean by array reference? Yes, anyone?
Through address.
Yes.
Communicated through address.
Yes, correct. Correct. So what we are doing here, so as with the other objects, when you assign one array reference variable to another, we simply change what object that variable refers to. We cannot change copying of array to be made. So nor causing the content of one array to be copied to another array. For example, so let us take here assigning array one small program. So yeah, initially we are taking one variable called as I of data type int, and we are taking two arrays, number num nums1, num2, and we are declaring it, creating it, and what is the size? We are saying it as a 1010, and we are displaying the numbers for whatever it starts 0, so that is assigned 1, 2, like this it keeps going this for loop till I becomes less than 10. So then same again it is repeated for one more array. It starts from it, now it is displaying minus 0, minus 1. So like this it has been assigned for second array. Then we are just displaying the both the array elements num1 and num2. So we are just displaying the elements here. We are printing them. So then the same way here also we start printing the second array. Then what we are doing is we are assigning num1 to num2. So whatever elements are there in array 1 is assigned to array 2. So now num refers to the num1. So num2, what it is doing? It is pointing to num2 is pointing to num1 array. So now we are displaying a num2. So can anyone say what will be the output of this program? Can anyone give what is the output of this program? Yes, anyone?
Ma'am, first it will print from 1 to 10.
Correct.
Then afterward it will print from -1 to -10.
Okay.
And then again it will print from 1 to 10.
Okay. Others agree with him? Others agreeing with him? What he is told is right? Yes. So here what we are doing. So again, num 99 is assigned to num3. Then we are just printing them. So what he told was right till here. So first 0 to 9 and second 0 to -9. So then it is been assigned. So this was the other thing. And finally we are changing that to after changing the number back. So that's what here this has been. This is how it is being displayed. Okay. So next we move on using a length member. So why do we use a length? We have already seen a in yes.
Ma'am, in the last program, just one slide before.
Huh. This one?
No, one slide before.
This one? This one?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This one.
Huh.
After that, ma'am, system out print. There is the num2 after assignment.
This one?
And after that, for loop we are initializing for printing, ma'am. Correct.
This one?
No, ma'am. Last.
This one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
System out dot print.
Yes.
We are initializing it for printing the second array.
Yes.
Num2.
Correct.
Ma'am, after that, why you are using system out dot print ln?
This one,
Yes, ma'am.
this just to give some spaces. That's it. Nothing, not much of that. That is just for formatting. So here what we are doing is it is printing I, right? Num2 it is printing.
Yes, ma'am.
After that some spaces I want, then I am using a println. Here it is, here just printing. That's it. Just for printing and giving some spaces, or else it will be merged. Just for that we are using one more line, one more println, so that it will move to the next one. You may use or you may not use. It is left to us. Either you can use like this, or here only you can use /t/n, anything you can give.
Okay.
You can give here /t also. Means you can give some stab after one letter, after one digit. You want some space, right? Or else 0, 1, 2, 3. If it is continuous, we may not be able to see, right? Just for formatting, after 0, 1 space 1, after 1, 1 space 2. Like this we want, right? For that reason we have used.
Ma'am, that /t or /n, that will be given in the inside the double quotes.
Yes, you can give here on in single line. If you want to reduce your code, you can remove the second line and directly you can give here only in this line. In this line only, you can give /n/t. /n means it will come to the next line. /t means space. So like this you can try out.
Okay.
That is just for formatting.
Okay.
Okay. So did we see length here? So we have just seen about a length here, right? So what is this length is doing? It is finding out what is the size of the array. Same way, so using a length member, because array are implemented as an object. So now what array is doing? Because arrays are implemented as objects, each array has associated with it a length instance variable that contains the number of elements that the array can hold. In other words, length contains the size of the array. Here is a program that demonstrates the property. So just now we have seen the length. Same way here also the same thing. So length of the array. So first what we are doing, list is one array variable, and what is the size we have told 10. And we are taking one more array num, and how many variables we have? 1, 2, 3. And we are taking one more, that is table. This is of single dimension. So this is of double dimension, that is 2. And it is a variable length. So what do we mean by variable length is, so now just now I told it is not 3 cross 3, 4 cross 4, and all the elements is not filled. So maybe first row 3 elements, second row 2 elements, next row any name, anything. That's the reason it is also called as a variable length table. So in this table, so 1, 2, 3 we have assigned for the first row, second we have assigned 4, 5, and next we have initialized as 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I want to know what is the size of all these. So first what we are doing, length of the list dot length. So what is the thing? We know that it is 10. So it will display it as a 10. So next one, length of num. How many values we have? 3. So num dot length is 3. Okay. So next one, can anyone say what is the difference between all these 4? The last 4 lines. Okay, length dot table, what it is displaying here? Can anyone say length dot table dot length, what it is displaying? And what table 0 dot length will display? What table 1 dot will display? 2 dot will display. Can anyone say what is the last 4 print line statements are doing? Can anyone?
Ma'am,
Yes.
length will display 4.
Of an array, ma'am.
Table 0 dot length will display 3.
0 dot
0
length dot length will display 3, correct?
Table
0
dot length will display 2.
correct.
And table 2 dot length will display 4.
Correct. These 3 is fine. What about this? Table dot length?
4.
Table 4?
4.
Ma'am, I think it will display.
4?
Yes, ma'am.
9, ma'am. I think 9.
9? 9 it will display. Someone is saying 9. Yeah, who is right now? 9, 4, and someone told something else. Okay, how many elements are there here? How many elements are there in
9
this?
elements.
Yes.
9 elements.
Correct. Okay. So we'll come back to that. Okay. So then use a length to initialize the element. Now I want to initialize the elements. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm using a start from 0 till the list becomes length. So in this list, how many elements we have? 10. So just I into I, multiplying the index, then store them in the index. And one more, here what we are doing is, here the list, now we use a list to display. So I just want to display the list. So here we are just displaying the list here. Okay, someone was saying this is, first one is 10, second one is 3, and third one, yeah, someone gave me answer. Someone gave 3. Someone gave me 3. Okay, the first length of the table is 3. Why? Because it's first, it will take rows. How many rows we have? 1, 2, 3. So then what we are doing? What is the first row elements? So it will say 3. What is the first row elements? 2. What is the first next row elements? 4. So like this it will do. And here the list, we are multiplying, right? So for that it is been calculated. What we are multiplying? I into I, 1 into 1, 2 into 2. So like this we multiply till where? Till the list dot length. List, how many elements we have? 10. So till 10 it keeps repeating. That's about a length of the array. Okay, next in the last before that, one small topic. Okay, for each type loop. So it provides an alternative approach to traverse the array or a collections in Java. It is mainly used to traverse the array or collection elements. The advantage of the for each loop is that it eliminates the possibility of bugs and makes the code more readable. It is known as for each loop because it traverses each elements one by one. So but the drawback here, we have seen about for, whereas in this case for each means for it will be keep visiting each elements in the for. Okay, the drawback of the enhancement of a for loop is that it cannot traverse the element in the reverse order. Whereas in the ordinary array, we can go back wherever I want, wherever whichever elements I want. But in this case, we cannot. The drawback in this for each is we cannot go back. So that is one disadvantage here. We do not have an option to skip any elements. So in the ordinary array, I can visit first element and I can give a condition saying that I can go for a third element. Whereas in this case, there is no option. You have to visit all the elements, something like your linear search elements, because it does not work on an index basis. Moreover, you cannot traverse the odd or even elements alone. So you could see in your for loop, we can go say repeat for even number, repeat for odd number, we can do. Whereas in this case, we cannot do. We have to visit all the elements which are there. But it is recommended to use Java for each loop for traversing the elements of array and collection because it makes the code readable. So the advantage of this is it makes the code more readable. It eliminates the possibility of programming error. So the syntax for each, so the syntax for data type variable, colon, array, either you can say array or a collection. And what is a code you want to give here. So that's what here the syntax for each loop consists of data type. So this is a data type, what data type you want, whether integer, float, character, whatever it is, with the variable followed by a colon. So this is a variable, what is the name you want to give, then the colon, then the array collection. Array, or you can give it as a collection. How does it work? The Java for each loop traverses the array or a collection until the last element. For each element, it stores element in the variable and executes the body of the for each loop. So let us take one small example. So for each, so this is an declare. So array, how many elements we have? 12, 13, 14, and 15. And what this for each? For int I till the array, till it becomes end, you keep printing. Yes. So what is the elements we have here? We have 12. Sorry, it is 13. It is wrongly typed. 13, 14, and 44. This will be your output. 12, 13, 14, and 44. Okay. To use another of Java for loop, there we are using for total elements. So here integer, same array 12, 13, 14, and 15. Initially we know that we initialize a variable total equals to 0 and add all the elements and display the elements. So 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 44. So total we want. So then it will give us a total as 83. Same thing, but here it is in the other way. Okay, so traversing the collection of elements with the list. So then same way here. So array list. Now we are taking it as a string. Last two we have seen with the integers, and now we are seeing with the string. So list, array list. Then list dot add. We want to add for the list Vimal. We want to add Sonu. We want to add Ratan, and we want to just display them. So string start. What is the data type we have taken here? We have taken it as a string. And what is a array name? Yes, name of the thing. Then till where? Till the list becomes end list. All the elements in the list. Then display them. So what are the elements in the list we have? We have Vimal, Sonu, and Ratan. So that's what about this for each loop. So the next small heading, Java string. So in the last lab, we have seen what is a string. String are used for storing a text. Whatever characters we want to store, we can store. A string variable contain a collection of characters surrounded by double quotes. What is a string? When do we call it as a string? All sequence of characters included in a double quotes is called as a string. How it is? How do we create? For example, create a variable of type string and assign it to a value string greetings, then hello. So that's what here this is called as a string. Hello is a string. Okay, in Java, string is a class but not array of characters. So the features of string class can be better understood after learning about the concepts of class in further. We'll see how we do. In time being, we will just glance the string type. So what is a string? So we have an array of strings. A set of characters enclosed within a double quotes can be assigned to a string variable. One variable of type string can be assigned to another string variable. So then object of type string can be used as an argument of a string. So here what we can do, just saying hello and I'm assigning this hello to string and I want to print a string. So this is what assigning a string to a variable called str and I am printing this string. So where I'll get a hello as my output. So I'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class with the next subheading, that is strings. Answer your attendance.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, is it possible to share the presentation in Google Classroom, ma'am, so that we can give a quick glance?
Yes, definitely. After there is one more topic here, string. I will complete that, then I'll completely share your module 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Or else it will be confusing for you people, right? If I complete one module and send, it will be better for you people to study also. If I keep sending, because I'll be incrementing, right? Day by day or topic by topic, I keep adding to the same contents.
Okay, ma'am.
I'll send it, don't worry. After my first module, I'll send it. In GCR only, I'll send it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Answer to your attendance. Anaga,
Yes, ma'am.
Abhilash,
Yes, ma'am.
Akhil,
Yes, ma'am.
Akrut,
Yes, ma'am.
Anusha,
Yes, ma'am.
Arvind,
Present, ma'am.
Arifullah,
Yes, ma'am.
Benaka,
Present, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Banu Prakash, Bhargav,
Yes, ma'am.
Rehmatullah,
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra,
Present, ma'am.
Chandana,
Present, ma'am.
Darshan, Darshan, Diksha, Diksha, Dakshayani,
Present, ma'am.
Kishan, Kishan, Arshit,
Present, ma'am.
Hemilata,
Present,
Uma,
ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Jayant,
Present, ma'am.
Divya,
Yes, ma'am.
Kaushik, Kaushik, Lakshmi,
Present, ma'am.
Lavanya,
She's also present, ma'am. My Kishu.
Manish,
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Manoj,
Present, ma'am.
Mohit,
Yes, ma'am.
Naval,
Present, ma'am.
Navya,
Present, ma'am.
Nikhil,
Present, ma'am.
Panindra,
Present, ma'am.
Pavan, Pavan, Pooja,
Present, ma'am.
Purnima,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, 1:45. You have class at 1:45 today? No, right? You have class at 1:45, Dakshayani?
No, ma'am. We have a proctor meeting.
Yes, you'll be inform your classmates. Today there will be a proctor meeting. Respective proctors will be taking. Okay, Kaushik
Yes,
marked.
Ma'am, I think today is mock test is there, ma'am.
Mock tester for
Yes, ma'am. You told about mock test. On Fridays we will do mock test on
but it
day.
is not yet scheduled, ma'am. We will get to know about it later, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. And it will be probably after the proctor, I guess.
okay. If it is there, I'll take. Sorry, if you have a mock test, I will not take proctor. Any proctor. If it is not there, we will take. Raman,
Present, ma'am.
Rashmi,
Present, ma'am.
Rupak, Rupak,
Yes, ma'am.
Sai Kumar, Kishan, Mike Kishu, marked Kishan, Samir,
Present, ma'am.
Santosh,
Present, ma'am.
Sadab,
Present, ma'am.
Sharan,
Present, ma'am.
Shashank,
Present, ma'am.
Sheetal, Shivani,
Sheetal, present, ma'am.
yeah, Shivani,
Present, ma'am.
Saumya,
Present, ma'am.
Spurti, Sri Vishnu,
Present, ma'am.
Sugandhini,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Sushma,
Present, ma'am.
Sushma, you,
Sushmita B is present, ma'am.
Okay, Sushmita.
Present, ma'am.
Both Sushmitas are present.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Tirtha.
Present, ma'am.
Trupti.
Present, ma'am.
Varsha.
Present, ma'am.
Veena.
Present, ma'am.
Spurti is present. Yes, she's present, but she is not answering. See.
Yes, ma'am.
Pavan. Pavan is present. Pavan is present. Darshan.
No, ma'am.
Charan. Diksha.
Charan present, ma'am.
Charan present. Diksha. Darshan.
Yes, ma'am.
Darshan. I don't know.
Darshan absent.
Darshan absent. Diksha absent. Okay. Okay. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class.